There is a moment many women encounter in digital business where growth begins to slow down. Revenue stabilizes at a certain level. The business still works, clients still come in, sales still happen, but the upward movement that once felt natural begins to flatten. And when that happens, the instinct is usually to search for a tactical answer. Maybe the strategy needs to change. Maybe the marketing needs to improve. Maybe a new offer needs to be created. Sometimes those things matter, but very often income plateaus are not caused by strategy. They're caused by identity because digital businesses tend to grow until they reach the edge of the identity that is currently running them. At the beginning, the identity shift is obvious. You become the woman who shares her work publicly. You become the woman who sells. You become the woman who leads clients, and the business grows accordingly. But as the business expands, the required identity begins to change again. Now it asks for leadership. It asks for clearer standards. It asks for the ability to hold more responsibility, more visibility, more complexity without collapsing under the pressure. And if that identity evolution pauses, the business often pauses with it. For a while in my own business, I assumed growth would continue as long as I kept working. More content, more effort, more time invested in the business. But eventually, I realized something important. The business was no longer waiting for more effort, it was waiting for a different version of me. Because digital wealth is not built only through tactics, it is built through capacity to hold more clients, capacity to hold more visibility, capacity to hold more revenue without the nervous system interpreting it as overwhelming. When identity does not meet the next level of business growth, the nervous system often tries to stabilize the situation. It pulls things back toward the familiar, not because success is undesirable, but because stability is what the body understands. And this is where many women unknowingly create invisible ceilings in their businesses. The ecosystem may be capable of generating more revenue, but the identity leading the ecosystem is still calibrated to the previous level. This is why digital wealth building is always both structural and personal. You refine the architecture of the business, but you also expand the woman capable of holding the architecture. Feminine leadership in digital business requires this kind of evolution. It is not simply about doing more. It is about becoming the woman who can lead a larger ecosystem, the woman who can hold more attention without shrinking, the woman who can hold more revenue without tightening, the woman who can hold more responsibility without losing her center. And when that identity shift occurs, the business often begins moving again because income growth rarely stops for no reason. It usually stops where identity growth pauses. And when the woman leading the business evolves, the ceiling that once existed often disappears.